Alright, it's been a while since I last played this game, and I think it's been about a year now, but since then I've still been hearing a lot about this game, so I decided to log into it again and see what's up. And coincidentally, AppGallery is currently running a nice promotion campaign for MIR4, which I will get into the details of later in the video. In this video, we're gonna check how MIR4 is doing and if it's still worth playing in 2023. Also, how MIR4 still has a lot of players despite it being around a 2-year-old game now. You know, because we all know that most modern mobile MMORPGs these days typically just don't last that long, right? I'm also gonna be talking about my experience playing it in 2023 and also about the latest updates from its developers. And for those who don't know, MIR4 is an MMORPG from the developer We Made Studio that takes heavy inspiration from the original Legend of Mir MMORPG released back in 2004 for, Windows PC. And the game is very similar to the original one with major graphic differences considering how MIR4 is powered by Unreal Engine 4. Now, MIR4 just recently rolled out an expansion to the game called Snowfield and also announced a new class called Darkest. They added a bunch of new cool things to the game, and one of which is the new field area called Snowfield. MIR4 also stated that Huawei AppGallery's regional lockout on South America and Europe will now be lifted. This means that players who are using Huawei devices in those regions can now download MIR4 from Huawei AppGallery. That's great news for Huawei users. This is also accompanied by Huawei AppGallery having a nice promotion campaign for both Huawei and non-Huawei users. And if you play the game through Huawei AppGallery, you will get free exclusive gifts such as Rare Spirit Stone Box. Spirits are basically pets that accompanies your characters and also boosts your stats. AppGallery also offers up to 50% off. You get 4.5 euro coupon when you spend a minimum of 8 euro and 10 euro coupon if you purchase a minimum of 20 euro via AppGallery. Also, you will get 15% points back in all your in-game purchases. Also, everyone can take advantage of this promotion campaign. All you gotta do is to download AppGallery, set up your account, and download MIR4 there. MIR4 is also popular for its blockchain integration. This game was a money-making machine back then, where players were making up to $100 a day, and some are actually making more than that. And what you see here are the characters I have left. I actually used to have 3 of them, but I sold the other one for about $200 before I left the game. So it looks like the game still has a good amount of player population. There's still a lot of people hanging around here, and this is just one server out of hundreds of others. But as you can see, a lot of clans are still filled to brim with members. Also, MIR4 has a ton of content from raids, clan boss, world boss, PK, clan wars, territorial war where clans can fight for territories that gives massive rewards. And with this being an NFT game, those resources from territories can also be converted to real money if you prefer to. One of the good things about this game is class change. You can always change your class anytime you want to if you want to try other classes. And everything will be carried over and usable by your new class, with the exception of gears, as gears are basically class locked. But the accessories are shared among all classes, so you won't have to worry about that. And if you don't like your new class, you can always switch back to the previous one. I also see a lot of people having multiple classes in MIR4 to suit the need of their clan during wars and such. Also, you can travel from server to server, but it would be costly, which is pretty much understandable because if it were cheap, then everyone would be doing it. But it's a nice feature. Territorial War or Valley War is also one of the most exciting events in the game. This is a weekly event where clans fight for the right to control any of these 3 territories. Clans who captured valleys can earn taxes imposed on Darksteel, which is mined from the captured valley for a week. Now, in MIR4, Darksteel is the main resource that allows you to earn while playing MIR4. At level 40, Darksteel can be smelted into Draco, which can be converted into tokens that are tradable on cryptocurrency exchange. Knowing all that, I'm sure you can already imagine how fierce Valley Wars can be, especially that it involves real-life money. In addition to how you make money in MIR4, you can also grow a character and then sell it in a trading market for a certain amount of WeMix, which is a cryptocurrency token by We Made. Which also means that you can also buy a character if you prefer to and if you have the money for it. But I recommend starting from scratch because the story in this game is actually decent in my opinion. If you're familiar with novels or manhwas inspired by mirm concept, That is exactly what MIR4 is inspired by. Mirm is basically fantasy martial artist underworld concept used in Korean novels and comics. It's an interesting story concept that involves factions of good and evil. The game revolves around the story of an Asian princess of a fallen kingdom who runs away from an ambitious lord trying to kidnap her and marry her and use that marriage as a legitimate way to become a true king. I can't spoil the rest of the story, so you will have to uncover that yourself if you want to know more about it. The story is interesting though. Now, this game actually got me immersed before, and I got hooked onto this game for months. I had good times playing this game with my friends until it got swarmed by bots. Really tough back then because of the massive bots issues, but MIR4 kept fighting against them and has banned more than 13 million accounts in total in order to provide better player experience. As I kept playing this game in the past few days, I find myself still enjoying it, although not as much as before. That's just me though. We all have different tastes and opinions. I know that a lot of MMO players hate autoplay, but if you could go past that and actually reach a decent level in MIR4, you will know that the game has a lot more to offer than what it seems. In my opinion, MIR4 is still worth playing in 2023. The developer is still constantly providing updates, there are still a lot of people to play with, graphics and storyline are great, and there's a ton of events to enjoy. That's it for this video. I hope you find this video helpful and gave you some kind of general idea on what MIR4 is and if it's worth your time in 2023. Thank you very much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.